Dan Trachtenberg just did it again. After reinventing the franchise with Prey, he's back with Predator, Badlands, and this time, he's flipping the script entirely. For the first time ever, we're following a predator as the main hero. This isn't just another hunt on Earth, it's a deep dive into the Yautja world, and let me tell you, it is absolutely glorious. So what's the story? We meet Dek, a young predator who's basically the outcast of his clan. Framed as weak by his own father and betrayed by his peers, he's exiled to the deadly planet Jenna to prove himself in a brutal rite-of-passage hunt. But he's not alone. He's paired with Thea, a resourceful synthetic played by the amazing Elle Fanning. Forget Earth. This movie is a full-on alien survival adventure. Dek isn't just hunting humans. He's up against the bizarre and lethal wildlife of Jenna, including a terrifying, seemingly unkillable creature called the Kalisk. The film kicks off on Yautja Prime, giving us our best look yet at their society. And it's not the honorable warrior culture we might have imagined. It's filled with betrayal and rigid hierarchies. Dek's journey from this toxic environment to the wilds of Jenna is what drives the entire movie. The pacing is relentless. It's one high-stakes encounter after another, showcasing isobritadal teamwork between Dek and Thea. While it rarely slows down, which keeps you on the edge of your seat, it does sometimes sacrifice that nail-biting tension for constant forward momentum. But the real heart of Badlands is Dek himself. He's not the cold, efficient killer we're used to. He's vulnerable, he's desperate, and he's on a journey of self-discovery. Demetrius Schuster Koloamatangi gives a phenomenal performance, conveying so much emotion and complexity from behind the mask. His arc from a perceived runt to a hardened survivor is what makes this movie so special. And then there's Elle Fanning as Thea. She is the emotional core of the film. Her dynamic with Dek is fantastic, injecting unexpected warmth and humor into the story. Thea isn't just a sidekick, she's a fully realized character with sharp wit and a ton of agency. Fanning carries so much of the narrative and emotional weight, and she absolutely nails it. The chemistry between this unlikely duo, a disgraced alien hunter and a pragmatic synthetic, is the best part of the movie. While the two leads are incredible, the supporting cast Chung Yuan are a bit thin. We don't get to spend much time with other characters, which is a bit of a missed opportunity. But honestly, Dek and Thea's relationship is so compelling that it more than makes up for it. Visually, the film is a treat. Dan Trachtenberg's direction is full of energy and inventive ideas. There are some truly stunning sequences, like a much-talked-about tracking shot during a descent, that will leave you breathless. The alien landscapes of Jenna are brought to life with a great mix of practical sets and seamless visual effects. It feels like a real, hostile world. The cinematography is crisp and immersive, although it does stick to some familiar sci-fi aesthetics. It's not trying to reinvent the visual language of the genre, but what it does very well. The action is where Badlands really shines. The set pieces are imaginative and brutal. Seeing a predator use Jeho skills and tech against equally dangerous alien creatures is a total blast. The fights are clever, fast-paced, and well choreographed. However, the film does have a slight over-reliance on slow motion. Sometimes it's used for dramatic effect, but other times it feels like it's just there for style points, breaking the flow of an otherwise tight action scene. The sound design is also effective, creating a tense and atmospheric alien world. The roars of the creatures, the iconic predator clicks, and the hum of their technology all sound incredible. The score works well to support the visuals, but it's not particularly memorable. It does its job, but you probably won't be humming the main theme after you leave the theater. So let's talk themes. Badlands is about more than just action. It's a story about identity, belonging, and what honor truly means. Dek's hunt isn't for sport. It's an act of self-validation. He's fighting to define himself outside the shadow of his clan's judgment. The film touches on some big sci-fi ideas, like the nature of synthetic consciousness and courage in the face of impossible odds. It doesn't always dive as deep as it could, preferring to keep the action front and center, but it gives you plenty to think about. It cleverly reframes the predator from a simple hunter to a complex hero, forcing us to question who is the hunter and who is the hunted. Now for a quick rundown of the strengths and weaknesses. The biggest strengths are Deck's character arc and his dynamic with Thea. Their relationship is the foundation of the film. The predator versus monster action is inventive and a welcome change of pace for the franchise. Elle Fanning gives a standout performance, and the world-building of the planet Jenna is fantastic. The pacing is also super brisk, so you'll never be bored. On the flip side, the script can be a little too explanatory at times, spelling things out when it could have built more suspense by showing, not telling. The action, while fun, sometimes follows a predictable formula, and you can't help but wish the film took a few more risks. There's also a missed opportunity with language. A bit more of a barrier between Deck and Thea could have created some interesting challenges, and as I mentioned, the side characters are underdeveloped. So what's the final verdict? Predator. Badlands is a fantastic piece of entertainment. It's not a radical reinvention of the franchise, but it's a confident, exciting, and emotionally resonant addition. It successfully expands the lore and gives us a predator protagonist we can actually root for. The strengths, particularly the two lead characters and the action, far outweigh the weaknesses. If you're a fan of the Predator franchise, this is a must-see. If you are just looking for a great character-driven sci-fi adventure with awesome creature action and creative world-building, you will have an absolute blast with this movie. It proves that there's still so much life left in this series, especially with a creative team that's willing to explore new territory. What do you guys think? Are you excited to see a Predator as the hero? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this review, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. See you in the next one.